This video explains how to create an IACUC protocol. There are two ways to create a new protocol. So you either go to the IACUC page and click on Create Protocol, or you go to the Research tab, select one of your teams, and open the team workspace, and then click on Create Protocol to open the protocol smart form. The first page in the protocol smart form is the basic information. So the first question, the research team, is by default set to your research team, the PIs, and then the second question is by default set to the UCF IACUC office. Next, you need to add the title of the protocol and then add the short title and a summary of your research. In question 6, the PI value is set to the logged in user, and if you need to change this value, just click the ellipses and select the first name, type the name between two percent signs, click Advanced, and type the last name between percent signs. And then select the record and click OK. For your information, if you type the keywords between percent sign, you will get more accurate results in case there are multiple records that match. Next, in question 7, select what is the intention of the animal protocol, and in my case, it's going to be experimental research. The next page is specific to the intention that I selected for this research or this protocol. If you selected a different value, you will get another page with different questions. So I'm answering no for whether this protocol include breeding or not. And if I select yes down here in the animal housing and use, I will get an extra page called breeding with questions to answer. So if I select yes and click continue, and then go down here, you can find the breeding page with a long list of questions. So going back to the experimental research page, I am going to select no, and we'll move on to the protocol team members. So in this page, question 1 is basically to identify any internal UCF team members that will be part of your protocol. And the second question is to add non-UCF/external team members who will also be part of your research. So click add, and again type the names, and if you prefer you can use the ellipses as shown before, and you need to specify if this person will have an animal handling role, so no, and next specify if this person is authorized to order animals and what the role in the research is. If there are more team members to add, you can click OK and add another. If not, you can just click OK. To add external team members, click the help icon here and then click on this link where you can go to the Help Center and download the external team member information form. And then once you fill it out, you can go back to this question and choose File, select the external team members, and click OK, or click Open, sorry, and then click OK. Click Continue. So the funding sources or organizations are the ones that are funding your research. So to add one, click on Add, and then type the organization name, again between percent signs. Since it's not working here, I'm going to click the ellipses and I'm going to look for the name between percent signs as well. Oh, can't find it. So I'm going to try degrees, and oh, it's 9 degrees of human, it's not 8 degrees of human. So I selected it and then OK. Next, if you optionally want to add the sponsor's funding ID or the grants office ID, you can do so. And if you have any supporting documents, you can attach them in question 4. Anytime you need extra help, you can click on the help icons here. Next, if you have more funding organizations to add, you can click OK and add another. If not, you can just click OK and go back to the main page. If you need to update the information of an organization, click Update. And if you want to remove it, you can click on the delete icon here. Next, add the scientific aim of this research and specify the significance and benefits of this research as well. In the experiments page, this is where you add all the experiments that will be used in this protocol, and the help icon here will give you more information and tips on how to add experiments. So go ahead and click add, and type in the experiment name, and then describe the experiment, justify the purpose of this experiment, and then select some common procedures. Click the ellipses and pick a procedure from the list, or if you know the procedure name, you can type it between percent signs. And click OK. If there are any variable procedures, you can add them as well. So I'm going to add 3 procedures here and then click OK. If you noticed here, some of the team procedures are prefixed by a check mark. And this means that this procedure is referenced or has been referenced by a protocol that is now approved. In other words, the IACUC office has reviewed this team procedure before as part of reviewing another protocol that is now active. Next, if you need to describe the variables of this experiment, you can do so in 7b. Next, answer questions 8 and 9, and in question 10, add the total number of animals that will be used in this experiment, and then in question 11, add the number of animals by pain category. So I'm going to add 10 in C, and you need to make sure that the total number of animals across the categories is the same as the number that you specified in question 10. Next, if you have any attachments to add as husbandry exceptions, you can do so in question 11, and if there are any supporting documents, you can add them in question 13. Now, if there are more experiments to add, you can click OK and add another. If not, you can just click OK. Back to the experiments page, I have 3 experiments in this protocol, and this is not the display order that I want. So I can click on experiment 3, for example, and set its display order to be the last, and click OK. And as you can see, it's now set to be the last experiment. You can do the same for the other 2 experiments. For example, experiment 1, I have already set it to 1, and experiment 2, I have set it to 2.